It's time for the Giz Wiz with Matt's Maddest Writer, Dick D. Bartolo. This is episode 1923, recorded Thursday, February 16th, 2023. Thou shalt not spill. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, Dickie D has some mouse repellent that he tries out. I take over with another CES Extra. And a way to make sure you don't ever spill your drinks. Plus, I try not to burn the house down. All next on The Giz Wiz!
It's the same old show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for The Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease. Under pathology. Rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for The Giz Wiz now.
And here he is, your gadget professor, Dick D. Bartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. And you, in your 89th day.
It feels
How many
like
days
that.
is it?
It feels like that. This is day 31 that I have been streaming. We have gone over a month. I'm currently, I think this is the longest, if not the second longest, that I've ever had funded. I'm funded until next Tuesday right now. Well,
I have you on a monitor, and I know nothing about gaming. I have no interest in gaming. But
Right.
when you went to the supermarket,
yeah.
I could not believe the size of that market. I in New York City, if you go down an aisle that someone is coming down the other way, one of you has to back out of the aisle because the two shopping carts cannot pass each other. Okay. And also, they're forever stocking the shelves and they leave cases of whatever they're putting up in the aisles.
So that will happen at mine basically at specific times. So the weekends, there'll be no cases. But like on the weekdays, that's when they stock while the store is open. And yeah, you have to deal with those. They just get bigger and they take up the same like amount of aisle space. You just cannot get past with a cart. So you go up to it and you kind of reach around a pallet and then you back out and you leave. They just get bigger.
The other day when you're shopping, I said to Dennis, why don't they just let him drive his Tesla down the aisle and reach out and... I mean,
it's so big.
It was amazing.
And I think I remember when you were there, I don't think that was a particularly large grocery store for this area.
You were buying everything with icing on it. As a matter of fact, you were eating. Oh, I remember. You bought donuts and you were in the car eating it.
Yes, I was
and you said, "There's a lot of icing on this," and I said, "Chad, you could be eating a brick." And there was enough icing on it that you wouldn't have noticed. So that was the supermarket you were coming from.
Yeah, that was a Kroger in North Texas. And we have a store called H-E-B that's kind of a Texas favorite, H-E-B. Every region has their favorite grocery store. And H-E-B is Central and South Texas's favorite grocery store. They don't really exist in my area, and they've opened two now in the Dallas area. And that grocery store is massive. It is the biggest thing you've ever seen. I mean, It is huge. It is absolutely huge. They basically have stores within the store. Like their wine section is enough wine to just have another store.
Wow.
And I remember being in New York and basically the options for grocery stores, I would call it a convenience store. It's like a 7-Eleven sized thing, and that's it. And that is, I would go there for a drink when I was filling up my car, and that's it. So
like the cereal aisle is like cornflakes or two other cereals.
Yeah, we have like 30 different cereals would be my guess. Like something like, and then also you have subcategories. I like protein cereal. And so you'll have Magic Spoon, you'll have like Quest, you'll have Premier Protein. So they have like sections within sections of I mean,
when the publisher of Mad was alive, we would shop once every 6 weeks to New Jersey, where the supermarkets are bigger.
Right.
And the problem, the only with that is Bill had terrible eyesight, and didn't know directions, but Annie knew directions. So Annie would give directions and also would say, Billy, stay on this side of the road.
Oh my gosh.
I said to Dennis, we're saving a lot of money. We're buying a lot of stuff, and we're putting our lives at risk. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You go, I'm glad that there's a subway back home because no one has to drive around there.
No, that's good. Someone in the chat room, I think it was Oker, said, ask Chad what happened on one of his streams that changed a life.
Yeah. So there's been two instances where we've really changed a life. So the first one, did I tell you about my haircut that I got?
No.
So earlier in the stream, and I think it may have been 2 weeks ago at this point, I got a haircut. And I walked into the area, and everyone in the chat was kind of, they have moods. They was kind of feisty, or not feisty. They were a little feisty. So they were sending, I have ways to alert me, so like the text of a message will read out loud if you pay enough money. If it's $1. If you pay $1, your text will get read out loud. And then also if you pay another $1, you can just play a sound. And so all this crazy stuff was going on. And I was like so embarrassed about it. And I was like, here's what we'll do.
You're in the barber chair?
I'm in the barber shop. I'm waiting to go into the barber's chair.
Okay, right.
And I'm like, y'all are going to make fart sounds and, gobble, they're going to make chickens gobble or whatever. Like, they're just going to go crazy. And so I'm like, this is going to be really embarrassing. So anything that is donated from now until I'm done with my haircut, I will give to the hairdresser as a tip. Because I feel so embarrassed about this. She's having to cut my hair, and there's all these sounds, and the whole place is looking at me. I said, anything donated from now on until the end of the haircut will go to the hairdresser. I tipped her over $1,000 because of the chat. And she had said she wanted to get an apartment in the area, so she was looking to get a studio apartment, and so the money would go to something really great. So that happened about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was insane. I mean, she cried. Her workers were there. I mean, they were just so happy about it. Well, yesterday actually, I went out and I went to a local place. So they did tacos and whatnot. And I said the same thing. I said, anything y'all donate from now that I'm sitting down at this chair to the end of the meal, when I get the check, that'll all go on the server's tip. And so I started talking to the server, and I didn't even realize she's pregnant. She has a baby on the way. She had a baby bump, and I didn't see the baby bump with her clothes. And yeah, she's pregnant. So she's talking about how, she's going to have this baby and all this stuff. And that really got the chat's heartstrings going. I tipped at the end of that meal. What's a guess? What do you guess? It's a high number. Higher than 1,000, I will tell you.
$1,850.
$1,850 more than that. We tipped $4,000 to the server.
Oh my God.
The entire restaurant was like cheering and like going crazy. All of her coworkers were like yelling about it and we're so happy about it. We tipped her $4,000. And I asked, here's the other thing. My credit card didn't have that high of a limit. I had to say, can you charge me a penny on this credit card so I can give you more money? She was like, yeah, I can. Of course I will.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So she got $4,000. One of the worst things, though, is that the stream blanked out. It broke right as I handed her, and I left being like so happy. I was like, everyone on the stream's going to think that was the craziest thing ever. and none of it got seen. I only have the story. I only have the story of what happened from my perspective. God, the meal was like $30, something like that.
Hi. No, that's not going to work, Dennis. Dennis just came in wearing a waiter's outfit. and a menu.
I feel like I'm causing havoc with goodwill around me. Like, here's $1,000. Here's $4,000.
Well, now restaurants are going to run out and grab you.
They see me come by with my camera. Sit here. Yes.
Oh my
so
God.
yeah, it's been crazy. So her life definitely got.
That's incredible.
I mean, incredibly changed, like life-changing. What
a inspiring thing to do for you to think of, to do that.
Honestly, to be the vessel that did that was insane. I mean, absolutely crazy.
That's just
in both times. I mean, it was just absolutely
and all
crazy.
the people who contributed to that. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a ton of fun to do. And I mean,
wow,
just to be there and be like, here you go.
No, it's great. It's great.
Absolutely crazy. So that's what I've been up to. I'll still be going currently until next Tuesday, but who knows how long I will be
You'll be saying, I don't know if I can go to CES, Dick, because I'm already up to 391 days.
Yeah. I'm at 365, I'm at 360. Yeah, oh my God, yes. I hope not. It's wearing on me, right? But I hope not. Okay, well, let's jump into some gadgets.
Jump into gadgets, okay? The first one is explained on the video.
A couple of weeks ago, I walked into the kitchen and I saw a mouse. Now, this is New York City, and actually, most residences are required to have at least one mouse. Kind of divided up.
City ordinance.
Okay.
Yes.
So I went on Amazon to look for a mouse repellent. And I found the ultrasonic pest repeller. Now, I've tried these before, and they don't work. But what was different was this one has 3 different levels of ultrasonic sound, and it got incredible reviews, like 1,900 reviews. It got 4.8 stars, and there are a bunch of these on Amazon, all with amazingly good reviews. Notice that it just says ultrasonic pest repeller. There's no brand name. So you can get it under many different brand names in many different colors, okay? This is the device. The 3 sounds. Sound number 1, I do think it will get rid of mice and the inhabitants of the apartment. I mean, it is unbearable. I'll let you hear that for a minute or so.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
I thought this was unhuman hearable.
Yes.
It sounds like a mouse. It sounds like a mouse. Okay.
Yikes. The neighbors are going to think you're getting broken into.
Number 1. All right. And I think this would drive mice out. Like if you had a garage that you go in once a day or twice a day, just leave that running. I think it would drive rodents out, or a barn or something like that. But for an apartment, no. Right now, it's on ultrasonic sound 2 and ultrasonic sound 3. And the way you know it's changing is by the color at the top of the
Now,
device.
it turns out I can't
edit, okay? And this is part 2.
Okay.
Because it turns out that even though neither Dennis and I can hear the second and third ultrasonic sound, the mic does.
Oh, and you can hear the mic?
You might have heard a little bit of sound prior to now. But what I wanted to just show you is what I think is the hokiest thing about this little guy. And to plug it in, you have to have one of the sounds going on, okay? So if it's annoying, it's just going to be for a few seconds. The hokiest thing to me is the LED lights. And it says that during the day, you probably won't notice them, but at night you might. But trust me, if you live in a small apartment, you will notice these day and night. So I'm going to unplug
I think it's causing me to run away, the sound.
All right, so after I put this out for about 2 weeks, I didn't see the mouse, okay? And then one day I came down, like a week later, and sitting about there
What?
was the mouse admiring.
Recreation.
He said, well, I can't get in that. Is that my new house? I like the house. So for me, it did not work. If you put it on that loud ultrasonic thing, I think it will drive mice out. Or, as Dennis suggested, it's a great burglar alarm. If you have it by your door, when you leave, just click it over to that annoying sound. And I think it probably would drive burglars away. It's wildly expensive. I think it was $55.
Whoa!
And fortunately, I can get my money back because for me, it did not work. That's it.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So I was reading through a lot of the reviews, and the people who love this are using it in, like one guy said, I had squirrels in the attic and I couldn't get rid of them. And I put one of them up there and I could actually see the squirrels climbing out the windows and running away. But zero for me. I mean, it's annoying.
Yeah.
And fortunately, Amazon is amazing. I took it over to Staples and sent it back. And within an hour, I got it's gone down in price. I paid $55.
And a $5 coupon. So it's only $41 if you
and it's out under a bunch of names. There was one that was selling it for $35. They all are the identical device, it looks like. But look at the ratings are still way up there. Look at that.
They
almost
love
2,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And no mice. They work. Get rid of mice, rats.
Yeah. I guess that it really needs to be in an area that you're not going to hear it. Otherwise.
Exactly. Like the attic or the cellar, not 10 feet away from where you're having dinner or trying to.
Not inside of a New York apartment.
Exactly. And in the New York City apartment, mice can dance to it, so that part's good. I mean, I said to Dennis, if this wasn't $55, I would keep it for for Disneyland. It'd be great when I have disco music.
Yeah, record scratch all the time. You don't need anything else. Okay. The ultrasonic mouse repellent. Okay, well, I have the next one. This one, we are going back to CES, and we're taking a look at Ember mugs. So here it is. Have you been wanting to start fires lately? We're here at Ember. I'm just kidding. No, Ember, we know Ember as the company that makes mugs that keep our liquids hot. We love that. So tell us about the newest product from Ember.
Yeah, so this is our travel mug, which everyone knows and loves. It's been around, very exciting. You can adjust the temperature of your coffee right on it to your perfect temperature that you prefer. But what's new and coming this spring is the Find My feature through Apple that we're integrating into our travel mug.
Which is fantastic for a travel mug.
Yeah, you might leave it in your car, you get in the house, you're wondering where you left it. Is it in the car? Is it at the office? I don't know. With the Find My app, you just can connect the mug to it, and then you can play the sound, and then it'll play through the mug. So if you're in the house, maybe you're upstairs, the mug's downstairs, but you can't exactly pinpoint the position, you can just play the sound, it'll beep, and you can then find it. So you can see that mine is with me right now. And then if I was away from it, it'll show me how far it is away, what the directions are to get to it. It can even notify you if you would like, so that when you get too far away from it, it'll tell you that you left your mug behind and you can go get it.
So how much is the mug?
Yeah, so the travel mug is $199, and the Find My version will be available this spring through Apple, Ember.com, Amazon, Target, Best Buy, and most of our retailers that carry our current travel mug. So you'll be able to find it almost anywhere you go.
Thank you so much.
You can't play music through it, right?
No, there's no music.
Okay.
No. So it just has, it just has a small little speaker
Oh,
just for kind
enough
of
to
pinging.
Make it. Yep.
And I think this is really great for people who are in the Apple ecosystem. If that way you don't have to go to a different finding app to find your mug. And because it's built into the operating system, I feel like it pings a little bit better. So they have like this feature where you're geofenced with your item. And so if you get far enough away from your item, it'll send you a notification that says, you've left blank behind. Every time I leave my house, I have the Find My the Apple AirTags on my dog's collar, and so it says you've left Toast behind or Charlie behind. And it's like,
I see.
I'm like, yes, I left my dogs behind. They're still at the house. But yeah, so if you are a big fan of Ember, this will be just another reason that a $200 travel mug makes sense for you, because it'll be added later on. Not right now, but you can look forward to it in their travel mugs coming up soon.
You know what? I saw the word cool. Does it cool something? I don't quite understand that. I think when she had it, what's the lowest the temperature?
50 degrees Celsius, 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So it seems.
Oh, that's the cool. Okay, so you can't cool something in it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's a very expensive mug. The Ember has always kind of been at the high end.
Yeah. But they make nice stuff. But
They
it
do.
is pricey.
They do make nice stuff. So yeah, there you go. So that is a new mug. Or the mug is not necessarily new, but the feature of adding Apple's Find My into it is new. And I think it makes a lot of sense for a travel mug, because chances are, if you're traveling with it, you're going to leave it behind at work.
And you
you
don't want to do that. It's not a cardboard cup that you want to.
No. Okay, so there you go. There's another extra from CES.
And we have one more for next week.
We do.
I have a kind of a fun thing. They have a good slogan: May the centrifugal force be with you.
Oh.
And here's the gadget.
Always looking for unique gadgets or fun gadgets. On Amazon, I saw the Spill Nut. Okay? It is a way to carry cups of coffee without spilling a drop if you put it on the Spill Nut. Now, we didn't do an unboxing because this is how it comes. In a bag, no instructions, and this little label. The Spill Nut provides an effortless way to walk with an open beverage without spilling your favorite drink or bowl filled with a beverage. Okay.
Like a martini?
Like a martini. Okay, so I filled a bowl with soup with my mother's favorite recipe. She was not big.
Aquafina.
She was not big with spices or ingredients. Okay. All right. So now the theory is
She likes it
you're supposed
mild.
to not even have to look at it and not worry that anything is going to spill as you walk.
It seems to be working.
Oh, yeah, that's big.
The bell tolls, looks like.
Yeah.
You know what? I am impressed. I'm afraid when I start swinging, it's going to fall on the floor. One. Look at the floor. No drops.
Wow, look at that.
It's about $18 or $19, but it's pretty amazing. Swing, what's it again called? Swing nut? A spill nut.
Spill nut.
Spill nut. I mean, this almost looked like it was shellac that hardened.
It's inspired by science.
But what did it say?
Inspired by science.
With no spill technology. All right? I mean, it's a liquid in there, okay? Womp, womp, All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think this works.
It's being violently swung around.
Yeah.
So do you think that you would use this every day, or do you think this is just a
No.
fun little gadget?
I think it's just a fun gadget. But it was interesting, people saying that if you have mobility issues or you have a shaky hand, this is an easy way to carry something because the shakes are not going to let it spill. It does say if you bump it against something, it will spill.
Right.
But there's no batteries, no power, nothing to recharge. It's well worked out. It's probably pricey for what it is, but people go back to the reviews. I think it got like 4.
I know it really did got 4.7.
Yeah. 82% of 5 stars.
That's pretty rare. That's very well reviewed. That is so funny.
Yeah.
It seems so simple, but it works great.
And there's a couple people online that actually spin a coffee cup 360 degrees. And maybe because of that, it says, you can spin a cup with practice. We suggest you start with a paper cup and cool water.
Right. Outside.
Yes. Absolutely. It did say outside. And there were just a couple of warnings. I love it. It says, and none of this is on the product. It's all on the website. There are limits. This is science, not magic. If bumped, spillage may occur. Sudden movements and jerks may cause spills. Not for use with liquids that are hot enough to scald. It's not for cars or moving vehicles or kids under 3 years of age. I don't know why it wouldn't work in a car if you hung it from the dashboard, right?
Right. Yeah. It's good they said that because I would have thought, or a boat. I wonder if
a boat would have been great. You know what? It probably would work on a boat. Although if you hit a wake.
Right. It can't get bumped.
It would be a big bump. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Cool.
It's clever
Still
though.
Not drink carrier. I'm sure that there's a few people out there that's great. Just pick it up, move from your desk to wherever your coffee came from. Honestly, I bet that there's a few people that this is really gonna.
Yeah, especially if you put a bowl. Someone said, "Well, I wished it was bigger because I want to put a bowl of soup on it." And they said, as long as the base of the bowl fits on the device, it should be fine. So you can put on a bowl, I guess, bigger than the one I had. So that's it. Good. And it was, I think, $19.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
Yeah.
Spill not.
Spill not. Okay, well, with that, it is time to head into...
I like this category.
But you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it? Okie
dokie. Well, today, I forget where I put it. There it is. I stayed in the corner too long. I couldn't find it. This is the gadget. I recorded a video about the gadget. Just like your other one, it didn't come in any fancy box, so I didn't even bother showing the box.
Okay.
Your video reminded me. No fancy box, came in a cardboard thing with a bag. So here we go. Here is the video. Hey Diggity, so we are back at it with another fire gadget, and today, this is the gadget. So I actually saw a friend of mine have something similar to this, and I thought it was so cool that I wanted to get one for myself. Relatively, it's a super simple gadget. It has inside of here a stainless steel cup. Then it has a ceramic sort of shell on the outside with a few feet. You set that in there, and then it also has a little snuffer to put out the fire. And this will be a miniature fireplace. How does it work? Well, it uses alcohol that you would buy, like rubbing alcohol for an infected wound or something like that, or to make sure wounds don't get infected. And then you just pour the alcohol into the reservoir. And you can kind of choose how much you want. I've gotten it all the way up to about right there, like pretty high up, maybe a half inch from the top. And the entire amount lasted for about 30 minutes. So 37 minutes, I think, was what I timed it as. So it'll last for a pretty long time. Once you've added your alcohol, and it can be 70 or 90%, that doesn't matter, take your little lighter and you light the alcohol on fire. Now, I have found that in the beginning, it seems to be kind of cool and it can actually go out pretty easily. But once it starts to warm up and everything sort of gets hot, this becomes very, very large. Not like large, but it gets tall and it really gets going. And you can really tell that the fire actually is quite a lot more like fire. Also, during that test where I went for that 30 minutes, the ceramic outside mold was definitely very hot. And I even wonder how much the little pads at the bottom would really, I don't know, it just got really, really hot. So I would probably only fill it about halfway, let it go for about 15 minutes and then let it cool down if I was doing it on wood. Now, if I was doing it on something like granite or a stone countertop, then I wouldn't worry so much about the heat. This is what can put out the fire. So all you do is you rest it right on top and it goes out. And it's pretty simple. You have a little handle so that you don't get too close to it, and you just kill the air so that it goes out. And once it kind of gets going, you can even light it like from really high up. I feel like some type of fumes or something are activated like near the top. All in all, I think it adds a ton of ambiance. I think it's really, really, really cool. I think it's really fun. And you could totally like, it mentions on the Amazon page that it's completely safe. It doesn't create any smoke. You can roast marshmallows on this. You can make s'mores and stuff like that. And I just think that it is really, really a fun and unique fire gadget. That is all. Back to you guys. Ooh, fire. We had to not burn the phone during that recording.
Or your table.
Or my table, exactly. Obviously, the biggest issue would be if it got spilled over, but it's pretty, the way that the ceramic mold is, it's pretty hard to bump it. That's definitely going to be your biggest scary thing with this. $20. There's a lot of these on Amazon, like a lot of them on Amazon. They all tend to be in the $30 range. So finding this $20 one was actually kind of inexpensive for all these different ceramic, like most of these are almost at $40. I mean, this almost looks exactly the same as $60. So $20 one is pretty inexpensive for this category. They also have a few different looks and styles as well if you want a different type of mold on the outside. But yeah, I found it very fun, very different. You know, you don't typically have a fire in the middle of your house. There it is with the alcohol. Also, funny enough, like no instructions, like 0 instructions. Oh no, that one got cracked. Nothing really explaining how it works. It doesn't even do a great job on its own Amazon page. I knew how it worked based off of me seeing it already before. Can I swing it without spilling it? I would advise against using the the spill knot. And no, there's no smell. I mean, it's honestly like completely, the alcohol burns so clean. There's no smell, there's no smoke, there's no taste. It's like completely, perfectly fine.
I was just looking on show 302.
302.
I had 302. I had something similar, and what I didn't realize is how hot it could get.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, later on I read it's best not to let a fire burn for more than, I think it said 30 minutes. Because
right.
I let it go for an hour and I was going to put it someplace else, and God, nothing blistered, but it burned like crazy.
Yes.
But it's like a much bigger version of sort of what you have there. I don't know if you can find it or not.
And that was episode, what was it, 302?
Yeah. Tack Life. Maybe if you just search Tack Life on our website.
What episode was it?
TACK. Episode 302.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
Thursday, 3/18/21.
Y'all were doing audio only back then. Holy moly. Okay.
No.
At least on the Twit website. Sorry, I was looking here.
Oh, you know what, Chad? I'm sorry. That says Independent Show 302.
Oh!
I know.
Oh!
It's show 1823.
But you said it was Tech Life. I can look for that.
TACKLIFE, all one word.
Tech Life.
And that was
TACK?
Yep.
Huh.
LIFE. It's not coming up?
Not for me, but I have one more thing to check.
Okay. I just typed in fireplace.
I found it. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is very similar. Very similar. Yours has a like glass.
Yeah, and that was like $50.
Yeah. Mine's a lot more open air. Oh no, we got.
Oh, it's not
available. Yeah,
not available anymore. So get the one, Chad.
Yeah. I've been really happy with mine, but 100%, I agree. After about 30 minutes, this thing, the ceramic or concrete, whatever they're using on the outside, it gets hot to the touch.
Yeah, I was amazed because I thought, oh, it's stone. How
right?
That's going to protect me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So just.
And of course, Scooter X has found it for inexpensive.
$8.
Yeah, it's 11. It's still not super cheap, but oh my gosh, shipping is $18. No, thank you.
Actually, I like the shape of yours better. This almost looks unweird. This looks like it's going to fall over.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It could easily fall over.
Yeah, the base is smaller than the top. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't love that one. I think the one I found is better.
it's for $20, it's very nice.
Yeah, $20. So there you go. And I love it. I think that I'm going to use it. I think it would be awesomely fun to have people over when it's cold outside, when I don't want to go, or it's hot outside, and we can make s'mores in the kitchen with this. That would be like, it's almost like a fondue pot, but for fire. You know, what are you going to roast?
No, it's cute. Very cute.
So there you go. You can find that on Amazon. The one that I showed off is this one right here, the Romway tabletop fire pit. Fire pit, small concrete tabletop fire pit, personal fireplace for indoor and outdoor use, gray one. So there you go. That's the gadget. With that, let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Foghorn.
Our email is from Doug Ferguson, who writes, "Hi guys, I was reminded I had this on my shelf in my media room when you were talking about the Kodak 8mm movie camera a few weeks ago. And here is Doug's video."
Okay.
Hi, Dick and Chad. This is Doug from New Jersey. You were talking about your CES flashback the other day, the Kodak 8mm movie camera. And I was reminded of something I had. This. This is a Bolex 16mm movie camera.
That looks real. You can
see it's got a rotating turret to hold 3 lenses. I have 2. I think I paid $1 for it at a flea market.
What? Gotta find that at a flea market.
It's powered by cranking. You wind it up,
Oh my gosh.
and surprisingly, the mechanism still works. And then you hit this, and it starts filming.
Speed.
The other thing it can do, which is of interest really to a lot of people, was it can do single frame shots.
Oh.
So if you're trying to do stop motion animation with little claymation figures or something, you can do that. It also has a variable rate right here. But that's about it. I don't know how much it originally cost. I think this is from the 40s or 50s. I've never used it. It takes 16 millimeter film. You can see by how wide it is. But basically what you can do is use double wide 8 millimeter film. Maybe someday I'll take it out and try it out, but it's probably like going to cost $100 to get a roll of film developed. And then I don't know how I project it because I don't have a 16 millimeter movie camera or movie projector. So that's it.
That is awesome.
And just thought I'd show you something from the photography of the past. Have a great day.
That is, you got an insane deal.
Yes, you know what? I sent him an email that we're going to use it, and I was hoping he was in chat, but I don't think he is because, Doug, if you paid $1 for that, I did some research. Doug, go to eBay. I sent you a link to Chad. This is what they sell for on eBay.
Okay,
it's the Bolex H8.
Whoa!
That's $5.99.
Wow.
This one was without lenses, 200 without lenses.
Holy
250.
moly.
A broken one, $100. Here's one, 800, but he has 3 lenses. Doug has 2.
Yeah. That is crazy. Oh, look at this. They are selling, you know how I did the individual frame? They're selling the button.
Yes.
If you want to extend your button to do that individual frame thing. That's crazy.
Wow.
This one is a bid, so it has 2 days left, so it's not quite the same. Buy it now.
Another
$600.
600.
This person took great photos of it. Let's see. Look at those photos.
Wow.
Oh, got their foot in the frame. You know, that foot
he has a zoom lens on his.
Yeah.
It looks like. Also, when Doug said 888, I never heard of such a thing. Remember, he said it takes 16 millimeter film, or you could try 888.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Chat room, anybody here?
Is that like wide? Film? It's like 2.8. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
That is
Doug,
definitely amazing. Also, just from him moving it and the sounds, I'm so glad, Doug, that your audio was so good because you really had great audio. And we could hear the cranking and the sounds and the click when you hit the button. I mean, that seems like that is a well-oiled machine. That is such a great thing.
Yes.
That's so good.
The movie Steven Spielberg has out now. Chat room, tell me the name again.
Super 8?
Feldman. No, he has a movie about his life.
Oh. I don't know.
He graduated from a crappy camera and he finally bought a Bolex.
That is so funny.
And that's exactly what Doug was showing us. Yeah, the Fableman. Exactly. So that is, yeah. I remember when I was a kid, if someone had a Bolex, that was like saying I had a Lincoln car.
Yeah. It's like a Hasselblad?
Hasselblad, yes, that's another company.
I think that they have stayed in that super high-end category of expensive.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's like the you know what? I think isn't the phone you got have Hasselblad lenses?
Does it? I have it right here.
Believe so.
I don't see any branding.
Oh, okay. Let me get the case off. After you talked about it, I thought I went to their website and I thought it said that they had worked with
No, I don't see any.
Hasselblad for the camera. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see branding about it, so I don't think so. But
Scooter X said, I think double 8 is when it uses only half the film width for each frame.
I guess maybe you could shoot 8mm, double 8, on a 16mm film and get.
Well, the
double?
sprocket, I don't know how the sprocket
that would work.
drive it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Doug, that was great. That was great. So if you have something like an ancient product hanging around, we would love to see a video of it, whether it works or not, and make a little video like Doug did. I think his was like 2 minutes, 1 to 3 minutes. And like Chad said, as long as we can hear you and see the product, you can be in it if you want. If you're shy or shooting it yourself, you don't have to be in it. Make a little video, anything to do with a gadget, something brand new you hate, something brand new you love, or something that is down in the attic or up in the attic where the mice are, and bring that
up in the attic, down in the basement, doesn't matter to us.
That's right. Put it up on YouTube. You can click unlisted when you upload it, and that way only people with the URL can see it, and send it to us. Mail at gizwiz.tv. Mail at gizwiz.tv. And if we show it, we show 99% of everything we get. You'll get the current issue of Mad Magazine autographed to you if you live in the U.S. or Canada. If you live outside of those two, I will sign an actual Alfred E. Newman picture and send you a fax of it. Not a fax, but a email, a high-res image email. You can print out at your end. Mail at gizwiz.tv.
Before we head on into the letter, Scooter X has answered the question, what is double 8?
Okay.
So when film runs through the camera, only half of the width of the film is exposed. The spool is then reversed and run through again, exposing the other half. Then, when processed, the film is split and spliced together, giving 50% or 50 feet for production. So basically, it's almost like a tape, cartridge, a cassette tape. How you could go forward and you turn it over, and then you get the other half of the cassette tape. It seems like that is you can use half of a frame, flip it upside down, use the other half, and now you have double the length in 8mm instead of in 16.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, lots of luck getting that process.
You might just get one image with half and half, and then I guess you could, just crop. You could just crop it.
That's not sure. Anyway, okay, Scooter X, thank you.
There you go. Okay, with that, let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
Oh, I forgot to mention that Chad, you actually had a Giz Wiz anniversary. You became co-host of the Giz Wiz on January 8th, 2014.
Oh my gosh.
So you have been doing it for more than 7 years, right?
That is,
20,
yeah.
Oh, wait a
14?
minute. 2014, 9 years.
9 years, yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
And next Thursday, we will tape episode 1 of year 18, which is what the email is about. Okay. It is from Sims to Rachel, from Bill Holmes. It was Sims to Rachel who found out. She said, Dick, I found out when Chad became co-host of the Giz Wiz. It was January 8th, 2014, episode 1480. The email is from, let me do the name again, Bill Holmes. Talking about the Giz Wiz show coming up to its 17th anniversary. I've listened to about all of them.
Wow.
You were talking about other shows that might be long running. Twit started April of 2005. Security Now followed August 2005. The Tech Guy started in 2004, but was not in podcast form until a year later when a teenager called to tell Leo you should put the show online. The Giz Wiz show was the 4th show on Twit, and Windows Weekly started September 2006. So Windows Weekly was a few months after the Giz Wiz. For your information, the longest running podcast I listened to was Geek News Central. That started October 2004, and they've had the same sponsor since July 2005. He also does the podcast as well. And finally, Adam Curry and Dave Weiner are credited with starting it all in 2004. Leo jumped in 1 year later in 2005. He was very early, but not the first.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's interesting, isn't it?
If we're going into year 18, and I've been hosting for 9 years.
Yes.
That means that I'll have beat Leo in the amount of shows.
So, yes.
Not the amount of shows, because y'all did daily shows, but in the amount of time.
Yes. Yes, that is correct.
That blows my mind. That is insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of amazing.
That is crazy. That is crazy. That is wild. That is absolutely wild.
And so we should thank our Patreons because they're coming up to roughly 7.7 years of sponsorship.
Yes.
Due to the patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Seriously, thank you guys so much. That really puts a lot into perspective on how much this show is really loved. I mean, you guys love the show, and you guys keep supporting it and keep it going, and it's very humbling. It's very awesome. That's great.
It's great. It's great.
That's amazing. So thank y'all so much. If you like the show, please consider giving back. Patreon.com/GizWiz. Okay, and next week will be the start of our 18th year of the Giz Wiz, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy and amazing and awesome. So head on over to GizWiz.tv, click on the Patreon tab, and there you'll find a big ol' link to our Patreon page. There you can support us, a reoccurring payment every single week. There's that Patreon tab. There's that big old banner that you can just click on. Underneath that is a link to PayPal if you want to give one time. PayPal's also set up where you can give reoccurring, but the Patreon, you'll have access to all the other things if you give reoccurring over there. You can choose PayPal if you want. And however you give, thank you so much for your support. Speaking of GizWiz.tv, that's where you can watch the show live just about every Thursday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern Time. We're here on our website, GizWiz.tv. Join the chat room, chat along with everybody, and have a grand time. Or you can catch any of the previous episodes if you didn't catch the live show. It's all right there, edited, nice and neat for you, so we hope that you enjoy there. Head on over to GizWiz.biz. That's Dickie D's website where he writes up articles about all of the gadgets that we talk about on the show. So if you're ever wondering, what was that gadget? I need a link to that gadget. Head on over to GizWiz.biz and find out more. That search tool at the top right there is wonderful. Absolutely love that. While you're there, play What the Heck Is It? This is the game show online that we get to figure out what the heck it is. And we are, wait, Where are we in this? Is this a newest gadget?
February. It
We
ends
still have
in
2
2
months.
weeks.
Oh, it ends in 2 weeks.
No, it ends in 2 weeks.
That's right. We're in February. It ends very soon. So we're going to have a new gadget.
Right, and you'll see the cover you're playing for because that magazine came out this week.
Ooh. Is this a Westworld reference?
No, people do. It's Musk.
Oh, it's Elon.
Yeah, look in the background. SpaceX and
I guess.
Tesla on fire.
Yes, and he's an android. I see.
Yeah. So it's repurposed material or pre-printed material, but they do new covers a lot of the time.
That is so funny.
That's the issue they're playing for.
That's great. That's a funny issue. That's a good issue. So there it is. That's the gadget. It's the whole gadget. You got to guess what the heck this gadget is. And I hate to always give it away every single week, but this is a grow your own Christmas tree. Now, you stick the end of this, you straighten this out, you stick the end of that into some water, and then it starts up here and it just grows a whole Christmas tree all the way down. That's just the start of it right there at the top. So if you want this grow your own Christmas tree set, if you want to guess what this is, get a guess on over at gizwiz.biz. 6 Mad magazines for correct answers, 12 Mad magazines for funny, clever, hilarious, or interesting answers. So get a guess on over at gizwiz.biz. And a hint is everything is used. So whatever this little piece is, whatever that thing is, it's all getting used on this gadget. So that'll help you decide. With that, I think that about wraps it up for our show. So we'll see you next week.
I'll be here. Our special show.